Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are following us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Give us a 5-star rating. It massively helps us out. Enjoy. Great weekend to be an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, Spurs are in the mud.
Oh, I meant for our club.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the old 4-1 Rooney.
4-1 Rooney. No, I'm not being funny, yeah? New manager bounce. I was a little bit scared.
Yeah, I was.
But if there's going to be a team that's going to defeat the new manager bounce, it will be the club that will win the Premier League, Arsenal Football Club. The only team this season to beat the new manager bounce.
Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. What is that? Talk us through it, Rory, because you were actually at the game.
I was.
And you were speaking to me before we started this, and you said it all just seemed a little bit comfortable.
It did. It felt a bit casual. Like everyone's talking about 11 cup finals. Arteta said we got 11 cup final, but it didn't. It felt like a cup final in terms of like intensity, but not in terms of tension.
Difficult.
Yeah, it just didn't. It was just like another run of the mill battering.
Normally, Palace are tough.
Yeah, famously against us as well.
Yeah, I find it a bit odd that they sacked Vieira, you know, because they're not doing that bad.
No.
Look, I know the table is basically split into two. You've got the top 11 and the bottom 9.
Yeah.
But Palace are sitting in, 12th?
Yes.
And 10 points off 11th. But still, the bottom 9 is a bit ropey. But I feel like Palace aren't even, like, every time a team goes to Selhurst Park, it's a tough game.
Absolutely.
Why would they sack Vieira against a few days before his boyhood, club legend club?
Yeah.
Like, he's a legend of Arsenal.
So much so that we were singing Vieira for the entire last 30 minutes of the game after we basically put it to bed. It's a funny thing that he's been sacked at this point, because Palace's fixtures up to this period have been so difficult, and now whoever comes in and takes the manager role is going to seem like such a genius, because the rest of their fixtures, they play every single one of the bottom 8 plus Spurs plus Brighton, I think.
It happened with Scott Parker, didn't it? Start of the season, remember? Was it with Bournemouth, wasn't he? When he had like a massive hard
really hard
fixture,
fixtures,
then someone came in, they had all the easy ones.
Yeah.
Now look at them.
It's weird. And also, like, I think in the last 10 games, they'd only actually conceded 9 goals. Like, the results weren't going their way, but they had a ridiculous run of hard fixtures. Even against City, they looked good structurally and really should have got a point if it wasn't for like one moment of madness from Elise. Whereas yesterday they looked ragged. They didn't look inspired. They didn't look like they were up for it.
They didn't have their captain.
They didn't. Well, exactly. And I think as well, Paddy McCarthy, their under-21s coach, has taken over. So it wasn't like there was it's not like they brought in Rafa Benitez or something like there was an immediate plan.
Yeah.
I saw him in the post-match interview. Didn't look inspiring at all. Was proper like. They asked him, if he wanted the job. And he's like, oh, well, we'll take it a day at a time. And I don't know. It just feels like it's such a weird decision that wasn't really...
Well, it doesn't help that they went 7 hours without scoring a goal.
Yeah, true.
I mean, they went 3 games in a row without a shot on target.
I feel like Palace have had this problem of just like, they've got Eze, they've got Zaha, they've got Flair, but they just don't... They don't have a striker.
Yeah.
Like Edouard, bang average. Like Jordan, is he still around?
Yeah.
Probably.
Came on,
Do you know what I mean? Like they just always have dead strikers. Like give us
Benteke back.
But even
even Benteke.
Do you know what I mean? They need they need to sign like a
Solanke. Solanke.
I was going to say Solanke.
Yeah.
If Bournemouth go down, but then
Why not?
I don't think Solanke's good enough for Palace.
Yeah, Solanke's on the sort of par of Edouard, really, isn't he?
Yeah, do you see what I mean? They need they need a talisman.
They need a goal scorer though. Even you look at in
Lukaku.
January, Danny Ings went to West Ham. Why weren't Palace sniffing around Danny Ings if he was available?
Yeah, that's actually very true.
Any sort of goal scorer is what they're missing, because I think it was Edouard went through yesterday and Ramsdale. It was offside, but Ramsdale made a save, and you're like, that's the sort of chance you've got to be burying in that sort of game, and they just haven't got it at the moment.
Well, look, touching on Arsenal, because we've got best footballer in the world. 2 of them.
Go on.
Odegaard, 3 of them.
Keep going.
11 of them.
Odegaard, Martinelli and Saka. What was that?
It's Martinelli. I mean, he's all right, but...
Have you not seen the stats?
Oh, come on. Yeah.
Don't even start. Top of the league, one of the best players in the club.
Let me know when he gets in.
Facts. It's just facts. It's certified facts.
This is
Saka,
He is consistently scoring. You can't deny that he's
I know it, but
prolific in front of goal.
Almiron was consistently scoring at one point. We all know realistically not that level.
He had a run of games.
He's not a Saka.
Saka's best winger in the world. Best right winger in the world.
I'll back that.
Odegaard, best number 10 in the world. Martinelli, currently the best left winger in the world.
No, Mbappe.
Well, Mbappe is just like the best striker.
Yeah.
Hybrid.
Hybrid.
Yeah.
Left
hybrid
wing's
back.
trickier. There's definitely more competition at left wing. with Vinicius Junior.
Oh, yeah, okay, fine, fair enough.
What's his name? But I mean, scoring wise, he scored more than both of them in the league this season.
Saka's now double figures for goals and assists.
Yep.
And Martinelli's pretty close. Martinelli's close.
Third behind Haaland and Kane, right? In terms of contributions this season. It's ridiculous.
Do you know what I heard on
He's literally a star boy.
Do you know what I heard on? But do you say in that? Do you know what I heard on the radio? It said what the amazing thing about Arsenal this season is that look how good Saka has been this season, but he's not our standout player of the season.
No.
Because of the level of players throughout the club.
Rotates each game.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's what, it's not just one guy.
Yeah.
It's it's just oozing of talent and confidence
even
throughout.
Trossard as well. Like,
Trossard,
his contribution shouldn't be going unnoticed. He's come into a team with not necessarily a hefty price tag in this market, but still like 25 million to have an instant impact.
And we could have been stuck with Mudryk.
Exactly. And first in the league to join a squad that's thriving and hold for your position. That's an impressive transfer.
I think he's got the same amount of assists in his last 6 games that he'd had in his last 64 at Brighton.
Really?
Which goes to show like the level of team that he's come into.
Yeah.
But it definitely, I think it makes a difference. I love Eddie Nketiah, but playing Trossard in that sort of false line,
he is so versatile.
It's opened up Martinelli scoring more, Saka scoring more, and also Granit Xhaka has suddenly started finding that.
But I feel like you have to credit Arteta though, because he looked at that objective and said, "If I take out Nketiah and change the front three, it will benefit the rest of the team." And actually, it did. And now we've got Jesus back.
I think that's what Trossard brings to the role more than Eddie does, in the sense that he almost is more like for like with how Jesus plays than Nketiah. He's not a leading front man. He's a guy that drops in the hole and allows others to play beyond him. So I think when they swap out each game, Trossard for Jesus, it's like, mate, this guy's just ran 60 minutes and you're bringing on a like for like substitution.
Yeah, Arsenal's depth is getting better, which I like. Everyone keeps saying, Arsenal's title's wrapped up, it's theirs to lose. It's obviously not wrapped up. We've still got 10 games left to play.
Yeah.
But do you remember a few weeks ago when everyone was like, oh my God, Man United are in a title race?
What's the gap now?
19 points.
19.
They got 2 games in hand.
They do, yeah.
But 19 points.
They have to win the games.
Yeah.
That's the...
Manchester United in a title race.
And they have Casemiro out.
They're in a top 4 race. I think they're like in a top 4 race as well.
I know there's heat coming over from the man in the corner because he's very happy to see the...
Yeah.
I knew it was happening, man. They got so excited. I said it before. They got a few string of results together. They thought they were class, as if they thought they were in a title race. Imagine having that ego that you think after winning like 3 games after being terrible half the season, you're in a title race. It's a humbling that deserved to happen.
Yeah, and Spurs are on the ropes. They're in the bin. We'll touch them in a second. United on 50 points, 26 games.
Yeah.
Spurs 49 points, 28 games. Newcastle just 2 points behind them again on 2 games in hand over Spurs.
And they played them.
And
Liverpool on 42.
And the Seagulls, though. The Seagulls are the ones that...
Right,
3 games in hand on 42 points. The mighty Seagulls.
Absolutely.
Could they get Champions League?
Entirely possible.
Yeah.
Entirely possible.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't think they've got pressure. I think that not having pressure puts them in such a good position.
If they win their next 3 games,
then maybe there's pressure.
I think maybe there's a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
But if they beat Man United in the FA Cup and then go on to take top 4, what a season for Brighton.
Yeah. The thing is as well, like players for a player, I actually think that they've got at least a starting 11 that can do it. Like it's not like players are massively outperforming and they're getting lucky results. Genuinely on ability, I think they've got the squad that can do it.
Yeah.
So.
And they got the manager.
And they've got the manager.
Yeah, De Zerbi's brilliant. Even though you don't believe it, he is.
I agree. Like I took hard howler.
I'm hearing a lot of people talk about the lack of quality this season. I hate it because Arsenal are doing well, like it does my head in. Do you know what I mean? Like, how can you say there's a lack of quality when Haaland scored like 47,000 goals?
What's he at now? 42, 41?
For the whole season, yeah. So I think he's on like 29 Premier League goals. It's a joke.
Yeah. And even Kane to a degree. What's Kane 23, 24?
Kane's having a season of his... Spurs, look, I don't know how they're 4th, but they are. Not for long. Yeah. But Kane's having an unbelievable season.
Yeah. The thing that winds me up, I keep hearing that Liverpool and City was a higher quality title. Like over the last 4 years, it was a higher quality title race. Arsenal's points tally after 28 games was only bettered by one of those teams once in that entire period, which was Liverpool when they were on 79 points after 28 games.
That's outrageous.
When they won it.
Yeah.
other than that, Arsenal have the second highest points tally in all of that time.
Yeah.
And in terms of goals scored as well, Arsenal like in the top half. If you put them all together, are in the top half in all that time as well. So
that makes me laugh.
The one that pisses me off the most.
When you look at goal difference, you've got Arsenal on like 40-something, Man City on 40-something, and then United are on 6.
Yeah. It winds me up when people say it's like a Leicester season as well.
Yeah.
Leicester were on 51, scored 51 goals by this point. We've scored 66.
Do you know what people like to do? I've realised. People like to hate.
They do.
They like to hate. They like to hate. Now, look, this is biased right now because it's 3 Arsenal fans.
Yeah, it's true.
But people do like to hate.
We need to be self-aware.
Like, surely, as a neutral, you're fed up of Liverpool, Man City. You're fed up. Why not look at an Arsenal who played a great way? Who have positive, a great young manager, a young side. They've got Bukayo Saka. They've not won the Premier League in 20 years. Be happy for them.
There are a lot of positives to get behind this Arsenal.
Arsenal doing it right.
Absolutely.
They're doing it right, I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like your fans were claiming that you're victims and that the referees were always out to get you.
Every fan does that.
Yeah, I was rooting for you, but sometimes what I see, it's like,
you're cringing me out, Lewis. You're cringe.
Oh,
you're cringe.
really? Yeah.
You're cringe bag.
You can't. I don't like that they take credit away from you, but you can argue.
We still have to play you at St James's, don't we?
Yeah, you'll struggle.
So, if we beat you in a delightful fashion, will you finally concede that we deserve to win the title?
I do think you deserve it currently. But and I do want you to, but I think there is an argument that like other title races have had. I mean, Liverpool and Chelsea have dropped off tremendously.
I would say Brighton deserve it.
That's another one though, right? The whole Liverpool and Chelsea have dropped off. You know when Arsenal lost Arsene Wenger and went through an absolute banter period, and United lost Sir Alex Ferguson and went through a banter period, and this whole Liverpool City thing happened. No one was going, or Liverpool fans and Chelsea and City fans certainly weren't going, United and Arsenal, 2 far bigger clubs have fallen off. It was all Klopp's amazing and riding him. So
I think people haven't quite grasped the fact that Arteta is actually the second coming of Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he is.
They will believe. They will believe.
Yeah, well, so did Company and
yeah. He got turned. But that's the curse of Burnley. Whenever they go to the Etihad, it's like minimum 5-0, isn't it?
Will it last? That's what I'm more interested about. Because
it's 10 games left of the season.
You're doing well this season. No, you're doing well this season.
Objectively, all bias aside, I think it will do.
Like to next season.
Yeah, but because of the youth of the squad and the philosophy that the club has going forwards and the style that we want to play, I think it is sustainable.
I also think as well, if Arsenal win the Premier League, they're back in the Champions League, the fact that it's a young manager, a young side, and a great future will be an attraction to a lot of players.
Definitely.
So I feel like
Jude
Bellingham will sign for Arsenal. And Declan Rice.
Could entirely
and
be
Mbappe, perhaps.